Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to me sneaking in Enderal by mistake. Yes, that was fantastic, wasn't it? Yes, anyway, what we have to do now is, well, technically not what we have to do, but what I would like to do is speak to Calia, because we have just retrieved one of her additional, well, companion missions, I guess. Calia will be relieved to hear that Jespar and I safely arrived in Enderal. I should speak with her once I have the chance to. I can probably find her in the temple. Now, there are no other quests regarding Jespar here, so I'm pretty happy just to continue onward, but what I'd like to say is, would you like to see any of these side missions? I mean, that's the thing. I think some of these will become unavailable. Is that true? I actually don't even know about that, but what I do know is that we're going to be speaking to Calia right now. What I would like to do as well is maybe hunt down this wild mage. This is a bounty, so, I mean, you know, it's been a while since we've done a bounty mission, so maybe we'll do one of those as well, if Calia's conversation is, shall we say, cut short. Let's see whether that is indeed the case, though.
Saira, good to see you. I heard about what happened on Half Moon Island. It's a wonder you and that mercenary made it back alive. But war, it just seems so unreal. How has it come to this? Now we not only have to fight these High Ones, but also some fanatic who thinks he knows best?
Well, nothing better than an unnecessary war while poised at the brink of extinction, is there? Korek seems so convinced that what he's doing is right, it's almost as if the High Ones are using him, and Korek will regret opposing us soon enough. Well, yes, nothing better than an unnecessary war.
I know you mean that as a joke, but I'm afraid it's not too far from the truth. Tell me, Saira, how is it possible that our beliefs about what's best for mankind are so different? Why are we so eager to be at each other's throats?
Well, that's just how we humans are, and I doubt it will change anytime soon. Violence often seems like an easy answer, particularly if times are hard, as they are right now. Honestly, I don't know. Well, that's just how we humans are, I think.
I'm not sure. You know what I find so hard to understand? Why there are so few people who actually care. So few people who feel the need to change something like you and I do. There are moments I just feel so powerless. As if we all know that if we keep going like this, we're headed for a catastrophe. But instead of changing course, we just stand by and watch. Do you know the feeling?
You mean you don't understand why so many people are so disinterested? Or I could say, yeah, too well. I do, yes, but I stopped agonizing over it. You can't expect everyone to be as idealistic. Oh, okay, yeah. You mean you don't understand why so many people are so disinterested?
Yes, I mean, is it so hard to see that this world could be such a better place if we'd only care a tiny bit more about something other than what's happening in front of our doorsteps? You understand what I'm trying to say, don't you? You know that feeling too.
Yeah, too well.
I thought so. Whenever I think about it, I find it so hard not to get angry. Take all those upper city snobs with their colorful garments and exotic perfumes. They could put all that money to such good use if only they wanted to, but no, they don't, because they just don't give a damn about the poor. Sometimes I imagine going down there, grabbing one of them by the collar and dragging them down into the Undercity. And there I'd force them to see, just for once. But even that probably wouldn't help. I guess we only care about the things that directly affect us. Who fights against poverty if he's never suffered from it?
I understand what you're saying, but you're blowing this out of proportion. Getting angry doesn't help anyone. Or, a fair point, unfortunately, you do, and that's admirable. Yeah, I think that.
No, it's not. It should be what everyone does. And once again, you've had to listen to another deluge of my whining. I guess I'm just not a person for pleasantries. Sorry.
That's alright, I just think you need someone to cheer you up from time to time. Don't be, I actually think the world could use more people like you. No need to be, I enjoy our talks, it's fine, just try not to agonize over these things. Okay, well, I'm going to say don't be, I actually think the world could use more people like you.
Saira, I have to ask you something. You said these things to me. Why?
Things? Yes. Let's see.
Compliments. Comments that you... I don't know how to put it.
Oh, no. Okay, I don't know... I think this Because I think this one, I thought maybe the two of us could spend some time together in private. I think that's a little bit too much, but I think because I like you, is that a problem?
No, but I just don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
I'm not made for things like that. I've never felt the need for them, and honestly, I think it's dangerous. At least for me.
Never felt the need to? You're saying you've never had feelings for someone?
No, never.
Oh, okay, that was a very quick answer, wasn't it? Okay, sorry, I just don't get it. Why do you think we shouldn't pursue this?
Because you know a lot about me, Saira, and I appreciate our contact, which is the only reason I just told you all of this. So please, respect my wishes. Let's leave it at that for now. We've still got a lot to do. The first of Quarak's ships will reach shore soon, and we have to be prepared.
Well, yes, I very much agree. He is going to be here soon.
That can banish these high ones. The mysteries of this world are endless, aren't they?
Oh, yes, certainly. Certainly, fellow. I'm not entirely sure why you're even talking to me right now, but okay. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, so let's see. Where are we going to head to now? Well, that's the thing. The only other thing I can do to advance the main story is to report to Arantheal. And I suppose we'll do that because there doesn't seem to be anything else that I need to do, as in Jespar or Calia missions. So we're going to just go and report back to Arantheal right now. Aha, so it seems as though we have something going on here. They are, I think, arguing a little bit. But let's see what it's actually all about.
What we have seen,
You.
the writings, the
I don't wanna
memories
be
of the
nosy,
prophet. If he just realized.
Korak would rather
My
throw
sirs?
away his comb. That had been a mistake.
Shit.
Believe me,
What
I
took you
know
so
it.
long? And where is Constantine?
Knows what he's doing.
That's a long story.
Verse 80, 100 times. The sky can rain fire. Magisters never change.
And those were his final words? I can't believe it.
Simply another victim of the High Ones. If we do not activate the beacon soon, he won't be the last.
Pathlessness, wherever you
Oh,
are.
right. The beacon.
Where is this
If it's
supposed to
activated,
lead?
we'll simply glow the red madness away, won't we? Or maybe we could, for once in all this, do something that actually makes sense and focus our resources on finding an alchemistical or thaumaturgical solution to this problem, rather than trusting in a pile of scrap metal.
Oh, by the prophet's ass, won't you just shut up for a minute? All day long you do nothing but babble, getting on our nerves, and nothing you ever say gets us any closer to a fucking solution. So why don't you just shove off to one of the bathhouses? Go torture the washerwomen with your never-ending lamentations. That would be helpful for a change.
You will take that back.
Will I? Come here and make me. I'd be delighted.
Blasphemy!
Guard your
This is
tongue,
blasphemy!
wild mage, or...
Or what? Are you gonna kill me? That's what you do best, you and your fucking order.
Silence! You are angry, Lishari Pegast, and I understand why. But in the moment you let that anger destroy this alliance, Firespark's sacrifice will have been in vain. Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
No. No, it isn't.
Good. I am tired of this endless bickering. We have a responsibility, and we will fulfill it.
Well said, Arantheal. And how exactly do you think we are going to do that? Without the sources, the beacon is as worthless as a heap of rusty iron.
The chroniclers are on it, and they will find the answer. Novice, tell Commander Aaron to join us. We need to plan the defense of the land. You, Prophet, will come to me as soon as you have recovered. Now, let us get to work.
Aha, okay, so let's leave the Emporium then.
Please, Tilor, Jorik is right. A war with Nehrim? This is madness.
I know that it is going to be tough, but we have no choice. The beacon is all that we have.
Yes, the beacon, the beacon, the beacon.
Okay, well, I guess I'll leave them to it.
Be praised, you've made it.
Let alone if it will work.
Constantine.
Start a war only because
He didn't deserve this.
it means
It's just not fair.
risk. Only because for some
He acted as if he was possessed. Maybe his mind was not strong enough for all this. Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. No. No, it is not.
Someone is going to pay for it. I'll see to that. I have to talk to you as soon as possible. It's about the seal in that letter we found on the mercenaries in Old Rashengrad. I believe I'm onto something.
Really? Well?
Their client is from Enderal. From Ark, to be more precise. Let's not talk here, though. Meet me in the Dancing Nomad. I'll be in the first room upstairs, right at the end of the staircase. And hurry.
Very well. I'll meet with you after I've spoken with Arantheal.
Yes. See you there.
Aha, okay, so what we can do is confront Tealor Arantheal with his dispute with the Trukasa. So we're gonna... Shall we do that? I don't know, that's optional. Why is he leaving? Don't go. I need to speak with you. It's important. Come down the stairs, though. Okay, never mind. Ah, no, apparently you're busy. Apparently you are now busy. Yep. Are you still busy? Yep, you are still busy. Well, I suppose he's probably going to go to the place where I can actually speak to him, and then we'll see. But after that, we're gonna obviously head to where Lashari is and speak to her. Now, she's obviously gonna be in the Dancing Nomad when we know how to get there, don't we? We've been there a number of times. Alright, so it seems as though Tealor is here at the top of the Sun Temple, and obviously we have it... Oh, it's raining, of course. Every single time we speak to him up here, it's raining. Don't know what's up with that. What was that about? Your argument with Natara in the Emporium?
Irrelevant. This madman, Koarek. He has completely reshuffled the cards. Now we not only have to deal with the High Ones, but also with him and his fanatics. However, there's also good news. You have probably seen it already.
You managed to reconstruct the beacon?
Physically, yes. And we also know how it works now, and how it can put an end to the cycle.
How?
It is easier than we thought. The beacon was constructed for one thing, to destroy the High Ones. Once reconstructed, infused with energy and activated, lit, as the Pyreans called it, it can banish the High Ones from this plane of existence.
Destroy them? How is it supposed to work? The High Ones are... Yes. And here I thought things were going to be complicated. Okay, destroy them. How is it supposed to work?
Immaterial, indeed. Essentially, they can be compared to the cold or to shadows. Omnipresent elements, yet we cannot touch them. Energy, if you will. However, there is a counterpart to each energy. Cold and fire, shadow and light. The High Ones and the beacon.
I see. So you mean that the beacon is some kind of counterpart to what the High Ones are? Well, that is just what he said.
Yes. Imagine a torch driving away the darkness in the moment it is ignited. This is what the beacon can do, except that the banishing will be permanent.
That sounds good. So what's keeping us from lighting it? Shari mentioned sources?
Yes, as I said, it needs to be infused with energy before it can be lit. I take it you have noticed the 3 sockets on its base. They are what it draws its power from. Once they are filled, the beacon can be ignited and the High Ones will be undone, once and for all. At least, if the old writings are true. The only thing left for us to find out is what these energy sources are. But we are close. Give the Arcanists some more time and I will let you know if there's any news. In the meantime, get equipped accordingly. Some of the Nehrimis have landed already, and outbreaks of the Red Madness become more and more frequent as we speak.
Is there nothing we can do against the Red Madness? Distribute some of the Sigil Stone shards among the people? Or the Trukesa mentioned something about what happened in Kira. What did she mean by that?
Well, it's only fair to tell you. You've always been honest to me, so I will do the same. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Thousand Fires?
Vaguely.
Between 8,192 and 8,202, there was an underground movement in Kira called the Red Half Moon. They were brought into being by a group of intellectuals and philosophers who, under all the freedom of thought Saldrine granted them, started questioning the reign of the Golden Queen, and thus the Lightborn themselves.
Freedom of thought that Saldrine granted them? What do you mean by that?
Saldrine saw himself as the god of knowledge, and accordingly he reigned his country. In Kira, no opinion is forbidden, which is why it is home to countless magic schools and universities, where people do nothing but discuss the reason for being all day long. An appealing thought if you hear it for the first time, but a cunning people isn't easy to reign. There have been more revolts and riots in Kira than bones in a graveyard, and the Red Half Moon was the worst of them.
So this Red Half Moon tried to end the reign of the gods, just like your son did, correct?
Correct, just as my son did. But other than him, they fought like cowards. Terror, dust crystals planted in the marketplaces, and assassinations, you name it. If they killed innocents, they blamed the Golden Queen, and if they killed her soldiers, they celebrated themselves as liberators. However, they never succeeded in putting her down, and neither did she in destroying them, which is why the court turned to the Lightborn for help. A division of the Holy Order led by me, a young keeper of barely 30 winters.
Why did you have to come all the way from Enderal? Didn't the Order have a bastion on Kira?
None to be taken seriously. You know, not everywhere is the Order as present as here on Enderal, or as it once was on Nehrim. In Kira, we were ridiculed. I saw the Kiranian keepers who served the Golden Queen. A bunch of decadent gluttons who had dedicated themselves to the court's banquets rather than to the will of the gods. They were pathetic.
I see. So what happened?
A moon after our arrival, we received an anonymous tip on where one of the half-moon spaces was supposed to be located, in a small coastal village. As we entered it, we were greeted by the township's elders, and the villagers themselves had gathered behind them. You should have seen how they stared at us, as if we were plunderers. I should have seen by then that something was wrong.
How come the villagers feared you? Didn't they know that you had been sent by their queen?
Yes, but if there was one thing the Red Half Moon was good at, it was sowing lies. According to them, we were nothing but butchers who executed everyone unable to recite the Revelation word for word.
Let me guess, the entire thing was a trap.
That's what they wanted us to think, and they did a good job at that. A veiled person here, an archer on the rooftops there. I got nervous, because villagers are not, they bested us in numbers, and they had kettled us. Then a man seemed to charge at us, and I gave the order to draw weapons. It was just the spark they needed.
It came to a fight.
No, not a fight. A massacre. The villagers had pitchforks and shepherd staffs, and we had shadow steel swords, let alone the fact that we were trained warriors. I realized that I had made a mistake a split second after it started, but it was too late by then. My men, they slaughtered them all, like pigs. At the end of the day, 300 people were dead, and only 10 of them were keepers.
What, and you couldn't do anything at all to stop the fight? No, I'm not going to ask that. So the Red Half Moon set all this up. I get it, but why? Why would they want an entire village slain?
Well, what better proof of the Lightborn's cruelty is there than a division of keepers who, out of pure wickedness, slaughtered an entire village, women and children included. If the people had already distrusted us before that distrust had turned into hatred, and nothing could have changed that, not even the Golden Queen's heralds. We set sail back to Enderal a week later. 2 years after that, the Red Half Moon destroyed itself due to infighting. Ironic, isn't it?
You panicked and things got out of control. There's no shame in that.
Maybe. The Lightborn and the Grandmaster back at that time showed the compassion I wouldn't grant myself. But I learned one thing, and that is that I will never again let fears about my own life influence my decisions. What happened in Kira was the consequence of my own cowardice, and my unwillingness to give my life for a just cause. That will never happen again.
Aha, so we have confronted him about the dispute, and there is something I need to tell you. Back on the Half Moon Island, the High Ones told me something there.
What?
Taranor Korek sees himself as one of the emissaries too, the Messiahs.
Really? That's interesting. Provided this is true, that means that the emissaries aren't just people who fight the cleansing. They are people who fight for it too. And that also means that whoever granted us our powers and our purpose isn't an enemy of the High Ones, but a neutral party.
Not necessarily. The High Ones also said that Korek is wrong and that he isn't really an emissary, and neither are you.
I beg your pardon.
Well, according to the High Ones, Korek only thinks of himself an emissary because he wants to feel important.
What? And the same goes for me? That's ridiculous. They wanted to deceive you, to sow discord. I saw the threat the cleansing posed before anyone else did. And without me, we would have never come that far. Something changed inside me since I fled from my prison. I feel it. And it is the same thing that made you a part of all this. Now, enough of this.
Alright, okay. Yep, that's perfectly fine. I will respect your wishes. Okay, so I now need to meet with Lashari and the Dancing Nomad, but we will be doing that in the next episode. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.